Hey, sexy souls, how are you all doing? Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo, where I'm weird and we get a little woo woo. Okay, okay. Um, yeah, we're not gonna like fiddle fart around. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. It is a coffee and tarot. Kind of meaning we come to the table and spirit takes over. So we don't have any intentions, time frames, parameters, questions. Nothing like that. We just come, we listen, and see if the message is for us. When spirit gets to take control like that, sometimes we're in for a message. So I always suggest grabbing your coffee, your tea, your lemon water, something. Why is it stuck behind my ear? And settle in. So, okay. I am becoming more consistent. Yay. All right. Let me give my spiel. You are a sovereign being over your life. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. So, my recommendation to you is never Cinderella shit to make it fit. Okay? Fantastic. It's been a morning. It's been a morning. I got my walk in. I got flowers. Like, I know you can kind of see it. Like, I went and got wildflowers. I'm so excited. I was so happy that I finally did it because I've walked past them a million times. And I'm like, so I did, and there's a ton. You can only see a little tiny bit. There's a ton. So, alrighty, where are we gonna start? Okay. Alrighty. Messenger Oracle deck. Like my camera is over really. Whatever. Make the sacrifice. Make the sacrifice. We had these two before. Make the sacrifice and know your power. Respect your boundaries. So obviously, make the sacrifice isn't asking you to compromise anything in regards to your boundaries. Okay. It's like making concessions where you can. We're doing one more. This is the same as previously. Okay. The only one that's different is respect your boundaries. Make the sacrifice, know your power, seek your destiny. Okay, this is the problem when you record stuff. I'm like, that hasn't been published yet. I'm like, is this the one y'all have seen, or is this from one of the ones that I've done and haven't posted yet? Okay. No more, they said. I don't know why I did that. Threes and sevens and twos. We have 27, 21, 33, 37. I feel like twos, threes, and sevens are important or maybe pertinent to somebody. Sometimes they'll show me saying something to somebody else, and that's usually them going, would you say this to them? Right? Like I'll see me saying something to somebody else. And so it was kind of that. There is a thing that some people do, and it has taken place of the I stick with the the million different words or sounds that I make rather than filling in with this. but they say take it how it resonate. Like every other fucking word is take it how it resonate. I'm like, what the fuck? Like it irritates my soul. I don't know why, but they just have me saying that. And I'm like, it maybe maybe that irritates you as well. You're like, I have to click off. I cannot. Like no fucking shit, take it how it resonate. You don't gotta say it every other literally, sometimes not even a full sentence. It's like a filler. It irritates me. And they were doing it. They were saying it, and then they were like showing me saying, I can't stand it. And that's just one of my quirks, right? I'd rather hear like all those little other fillers or silence. You know what I mean? Anyways, I don't know why that came through like that. That's got to be for somebody. I want to focus on respect your boundaries because it's a little different than the others. Making the sacrifice. We're gonna look at making the sacrifice, respecting your boundaries first. All right, that's where we're going. Fallen angel oracle. Make the sacrifice feels like letting something fall away, but it's not losing something. Something's gonna be taken from you. Like every time we turn around, it's always that, and I'm like, this just feels like you going like let's say you have a shit ton of stuff in your arms you're trying to carry into the house, right? And some of it's like trash. It needs to get inside. Some of it's like things that need to be put away, like groceries. And then there's like a half-eaten, leftover fucking bread from a sandwich kind of thing, right? And you're trying to grab it, and you do, and you shut the car door, and you're walking, and it slips out of your hand. It's like, just let it go. Just don't even worry about it. Keep going, right? It's not even something that matters. Why you were, I mean, we get why you were, I get the feeling of cleaning up something. Like maybe you are cleaning, you're trying to leave something clean. I, I don't know what that means. Like leaving no mess behind, like cleaning up after yourself. So it's kind of like, but it's also, you're carrying stuff that doesn't even, it's not, it's going to biodegrade. A bird or something's gonna come along and get it. Like you don't even have to worry about it, right? So if there is something that falls away right now, I would say that it's meant to, and it's probably not anything important to you or where you're going, or that it is removed from some kind of a situation. So just let it be. Okay, just let it be. Because the sacrifice is kind of like it doesn't feel like it's a sacrifice. It feels like just let it go. Just let something go. You got bigger fish to fry, I heard. Okay, I crawled in that field. And I'm like, I probably need to take care of some stuff. Just making sure. Y'all know my mama is in the. Okay. Upheaval and transformation. So that might be what it is. It's like there's some kind of change. We're just going to give it. That's going to happen. Like like everything all at once kind of energy. And it's to kind of change the situation. You're going to try to do this in the most clean, pristine, whatever way. Like you're doing all the things you're supposed. Okay, I have something in my bra. Like things managed to get in there that were okay, like leaves and I hopefully no bugs. Upheaval just doesn't feel as if it's like that. Feels like a quickness, a fast pace, a just like like let's say, okay, your house floods and you got to move everything. It's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Um, it's not like a big negative thing. It's just all at once. It's upheaval feels like all at once. Like there's a fast, quick pace all at once kind of thing. And so that's where it's like that's what causes a lot of dirt to kick up and everything else like that. And the upheaval is due to some kind of transformation, some change. It's a change to your situation. So again, make the sacrifice kind of feels like just do it, just get it done, let things fall away. Like don't worry, like just do what you got to do to and go. There feels like something's falling away. We're gonna find out what it is. There's a justice and persuasion. You're gonna be able to okay, you're gonna be able to get what you want. I think we're moving into respect your boundaries. Like, here's the thing. I'm getting it. There's something that's about to happen. There's going to be a change. And I feel like a negotiation type of energy, meaning you think that you have to make concessions and sacrifices, okay, in order to get this change approved, in order to be able to. And you see it as you are concerned that you're going to have to um, sacrifice something that's going to feel drastic, dramatic, or like some kind of emotional upheaval. You are worried about having to give something up that you don't want to give up. And spirit is trying to say, no, the only things that you're going to have to give up are things that really don't fucking matter, anyways. Okay. But you will get what you want. You will get what you deserve. You will get what's right for you because it's just, it's right. And you have some kind of level of, you are in a position of persuasion to get what you want. I just think because you're on the right side of something, that's the justice. You're on the right side of something because it would be fair, it would be right. So here's the thing, make sure that what you ask is fair and right. Don't go, don't be having to make sure everybody else is happy just so I can get what I want kind of a situation. You're used to that. You do not have to do that in this situation. Whatever change is about to happen, you can actually be like, no, this is what I expect. This is what I want. Um, um, but you don't have to go gung ho like spirit telling you to go to demand what you want and to put down parameters doesn't mean that you go in and be petty and ask for all these little whatevers that don't even fucking matter. It's like if it doesn't matter, go ahead and concede on it. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's the reason why next to make the sacrifice, in between making the sacrifice and respecting your boundaries is know your power. Okay, it's not being a pushover, but not feeling like the only way to not be a pushover is to go in and be like I don't know, a whiny little bitch that's demanding. You know what I mean? Like, if the words are offensive. Because sometimes people feel like they have to go because they've been this, they got to swing in the exact opposite direction and be like this. And it's like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to be assertive, you don't have to be aggressive. To get what you want, you don't have to be uncompromising. Just go for what is really important because you deserve those things. Those are your boundaries. And I think that whatever this negotiation of change is, is in regards to seeking your destiny. But knowing your power is also a part of knowing your worth, knowing what you deserve and where you're at in this situation. Like, this is not asking too much. This is deserved. This is justice. This is fair. This is only right. And I just feel as if it's like there's something on your side when you go and you set those boundaries and when you articulate these things. It's like you're on the right side of something, and that's why it's really persuasive. Like, you somebody will listen. You're more likely to get what you want because of this. Danger and settlement. There's a danger in settling, like over compromising, because there's something about if you concede too much, then you don't look like you're on the right side of something. Like, it looks like we you said X, Y, and Z, so why are you conceding on these things? Why are you compromising where you over compromising? I heard you done right by something. You've done right by something. It's okay to demand what it is that you are owed, what it is that you deserve. I feel like somebody has a really good solid case or argument for what they're asking for. And again, you will come across even more fair and just if you're willing to. Okay. Um, let go of some of the things that I want to say. There's certain details you don't need to quibble over. Okay. Um, there's a goal to get to. Also, there's a danger. So there's a danger in settling. Okay. Um, but the fact that settlement comes between danger and harmony, there's a negotiation, some kind of mediation, some kind of compromise, something I feel like that's being something a bit contractual. This could be a job contract. This could be something legal. I feel as if it's like there things will come to a settlement. What's the okay? We're gonna find out what the danger is. No. Yes. Okay. Whether it's real or perceived. All of this has to happen in order for you to be able to make moves and seek your destiny, to go down a particular path. Ah, Lord have mercy. Queen of Wands, Temperance, and Hermit. I feel like this is relating to the reading that I did in regards to somebody was trying to work against somebody. but you couldn't prove it. And now it gets to a place where they're gonna, hang themselves with their own rope kind of situation. And because of that, you look like you're in the right. You want to maintain that appearance. It's not just an appearance, but you don't want to give any kind of false impression that what is being perceived isn't true about you. And so I feel as if it's kind of like sometimes when we in a situation where we are being vindicated, it's like all the retribution. You know what I mean? 'Cause all and it's like part of remember this part of the consequence is that these individuals or this person themselves will not get the benefit or what it is that they desired initially by doing what they did, and then on top of that they have to sit there and witness and watch you upgrade or do really well in an area or situation that they didn't want you to, and on top of that they're going to have some level of negative public perception on them that will stay with them. And so that in and of itself to them would feel like the prison they tried to put you in. So in essence, whatever they put you through, they will go through themselves because can't nobody punish you or do you dirty the way that you can, right? So no, like what they experience internally will be way worse than anything anybody could impose on them. Because it's an agonizing prison that they'll be in, and they'll be in it a lot longer than you were in yours. So it's kind of like you don't have to go all the way. Make whatever sacrifices you can without compromising your power or your boundaries. Correct? Correct. Okay. Um, there's a level of unbotheredness in this. Can I just say? I mean, that should be your take as you're moving through this. Is whatever little tiny minuscule concessions you make, it's not a win for the other person. It may initially feel like that to them, but they'll quickly find out that it wasn't. Okay, and it only works to your benefit. Um, because you're going to end up getting what you want. Again, you'll be very persuasive in this position, in this situation. Things will go your way. And that's really what matters. So the Queen of Wands with Temperance is well rooted in their own energy, in their power, in their knowing of what they deserve. Temperance is that even keeled. I'm not being driven by my emotion or my need to be like. See, it's a balance between the mental, the emotional, the pragmatic, all that kind of stuff, right? And then the Hermit is the most important aspect of this is you're walking the correct path. You're taking the steps because they're bringing me to um, the Merkaba, the North Star, in the lantern. And the star leads you home, leads you to where you're needing to go. So there's just a level of unbotheredness. Judgment. I just feel as if you're going to look like you're not the I don't know why I want to be like this. You're not the crazy one in this situation. right? You got your shit together. And you don't play the fucking victim, they just said. You don't play the victim. Don't try to play up being the victim in this situation. Just like there's some level of leadership quality where it's like, I'm not the victim and I'm not asking for some kind of whatever, but this is what I deserve. This is what should happen. And it is what I'm requesting. And I understand that there's these other things, and I'm willing to concede on that because this is the most important aspect. And this is what I'm asking for. That's what it feels like. Last judgment. It will go in your favor. This is the goal. You want this to go in your favor. And I really genuinely feel like this is how you would maneuver. They're more concerned that you concede too much, honestly. Honestly, they're worried that you would concede and compromise and negotiate away too much of something that you deserve. You don't have to give that much to get what you want. That's the point of this reading. We do have the 7 of Cups with the Lovers. Give me just a moment. We're going to almost. Ace of Swords. The idea of the 7 of Cups, again, they're repeating themselves, is not every cup is for you. That's why sometimes you have to like wait a minute, really review situations or circumstances. It's like all of this can look like it really matters and it really is something that you need, but it really actually isn't. 7 of Cups. So really give thought to what it is that you do need, right? But don't get so confused of like I should have all of these things or I should all of this or it's like or to think of all the ways something it's like sometimes we'll ask and not want to compromise something because we will think of all the what ifs like yeah but if I do that then what if these scenarios happen 9 times out of 10 them motherfuckers ain't happening. So when you talk yourself into like, these what if scenarios, it's like you'll try to hold on to details that are not important. Not important. Okay. And so don't do that. Don't do that. That's where like there's very few that are essential. Focus on that shit. These other little whatevers, like again, that sandwich that fell. It's like, do I really need to pick it up? No. You know what I mean? And I think that's the reason why, like, you want to, with all the what ifs and, well, if I concede on this, then all these things can happen. It's like, and I think that you've lived your life that way. And in all honesty, that's probably how you ended up in the overgiving at times, in the willingness to compromise too much and not have firm boundaries, is because of all the what if scenarios. And like you're trying to control the situation. And it's like, you don't have to do that. All you have to do is focus on the goal. Where are you going? What is it you want to achieve? What do you want to do? And then that tells you where your boundaries are. What is an absolute must? Because I think this lovers is about choice and choosing wisely. And then the ace of swords, which is clarity, but also a clear path. I just hear get real clear on what it is that you are wanting to do, not what could go wrong. And so try to control all these other little things. Again, this is some kind of negotiation type of situation where it's like, what is an absolute must? And they're not asking you to take more concessions or concede on more things than what it's like This is a very delicate situation. You tend to usually overgive. You tend to try to people please in order to maintain some level of a position, in order to control the outcome so the what ifs don't happen. They're worried that you're going to get into this situation, whether it's negotiating a contract, whether it's court mediation, whatever it is, and you're going to concede because you really want this so much that you overgive to try and ensure it. But then what you do is you weaken your position when you do that. What you should do is walk into this in a very leadership type of emperor almost energy, logical, fair, just. It's like, and because you're, again, the facts are on your side right now. So take a really good close look. There's a few things you don't need, but the shit that you do, the things that you know are an absolute that you deserve, that it's like, don't get over emotional. Don't worry about the what ifs. Don't, yeah, but if I don't do this and I won't. Yes, you fucking will. But of course, don't swing to the exact opposite and try to like have everything your way out of some level of I told you so, vengeance kind of situation, vindication, or anything like that. Get in here and act as if you are the impartial party and you are making decisions based upon the facts that exist and what is right, fair, and just. And then you demand that. Walk into this commanding the situation by doing what they're telling you. That is knowing your power. Because all of this and doing this leads to a change and transformation that really is a major upheaval in your life. Not a negative one, but it's the change is what they're giving me. The change that must happen. And that is to allow you to move towards your destiny. Okay. When give us details of how the like when this is going to happen, how this is going to happen. I do get with the upheaval, I'm getting a very fast energy. Um, and that might just be because life will change very quickly as soon as justice, the decision, it's like a final decision is made, or not justice, judgment. Like it's a final decision. It is going to go in your favor. I do feel like it's something very binding. Like this is an agreement type of situation. That's why I'm picturing like somebody moving and having to work things out in court instead of going to a hearing. You do what's called like a mediation type of situation. At least that's what we call it around here, where you try to compromise and come up with something together so that the court doesn't have to do that. Black cat is here, so she just walked by. Okay, so how does this I get a feeling of like when is this new era elements? You have the upper hand and you want to maintain having that. If you overcompromise, it'll look a certain way. You will not have the upper hand anymore. Four Swords truce. It's coming to a harmonious. Is it though? So for me, swords are weeks. This would be like 4 weeks. Hold on. And maybe something within the next 4 weeks. Okay, so something about the outcome of this is so we have the 7 of Wands, which is your boundary card. Like, I think that you're gonna be really proud of yourself on the other side of this because I feel like you're gonna feel good about the outcome. You didn't overcompromise, you didn't behave a certain way, you got exactly what you wanted, you got what was right. Four of Swords, though, it's kind of like there's a sense of peace on the other side of this. If you overcompromise, you'll walk into whatever this is supposed to be your destiny, this new path, not not at rest with yourself, not feeling good about what you had to do. You don't want to start this off that way because then you're carrying that emotional burden of uh still feeling victimhoody, right? Okay. Okay, you will be victorious though. And you are going to be going. So there is a level of movement that's going to be involved. You will be victorious. As long as you have a level head, you stand appropriately in your boundaries and your truth, you will be victorious. You will have the upper hand in this situation. Lovers. I also do feel like either way, you're going to be able to walk into your destiny. They want you to walk into it in a certain kind of energy and mode without carrying any emotional burden of, I did it again, blah, 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 blah. Like, you don't want to start this off like that. That's what they're saying. Also, I feel like if you concede too much, it's gonna be something that weighs on you when you've moved forward on this path, okay? So they're kind of like, we don't want that there. That's too reminiscent of the past. We want such a good clean. I was saying clean earlier, like you want to clean something, you want it to be so. And it's like they agree with that. They're telling you how to do that. Tell me about this one. This is the one that's like, I understand this. I think moving in this direction is going to be anxiety inducing enough. You don't need to have whatever else that is looming over your head that you didn't get exactly what it is that you wanted, or to lose your footing because you demanded too much. Because we have right here Ace of Wands, which is just a lot of passion, um, excitement. Good morning, David. And then again, it's kind of like having to tame that to a certain degree. The lion, strength is managing that because we have the Nine of Swords. This is a big deal. Whatever this is, it's a big deal. It's a major change. It's an upheaval. Um, so upheaval is like it's changing your life. This isn't a small thing, and so it's just no. It's natural for it to be anxiety inducing. Um, it's kind of like going to college after high school. Like it's a superbly positive thing, but man, for somebody who has existed in this and leaving something behind to go somewhere else, to do something different, to really change. Like it's an utter change from living under your parents' roof to now being on your own, going to college, away at some university, being at a distance. It's a major change. It is an upheaval, period, point blank. In and of itself is going to be anxiety inducing. You don't need it. Even when it's exciting, it can be like, overwhelming. And maybe that lends to push you a little bit where you feel like you got to overcompromise or something like that. And they're like, that's why they're bringing this up. It's like, this is a, we understand you really want to make this happen. You don't want anything to mess it up, but you got to walk into this like you're the fucking emperor. Temperance, well balanced, mentally, emotionally. You got this shit. You need to be the Queen of Wands, stand in your power, demanding and commanding what she deserves. Hermit is the sense of like knowing what that is and allowing that to guide you. So it's like we have the lovers with the Knight of Pentacles here. It's like choosing to do this with integrity. You could be petty. You could be, and I don't even know honestly if that would be petty of you. Because the Knight of Pentacles, to be like, to debate every little thing. But it just doesn't set the right tone or energy as you enter into this. Because if you are fighting for some little crumb that fell, it's kind of like, and you don't get it in the end, are you going to feel like you lost out? Like it's just not worth it. Bigger fish to fry. You're choosing to enter into this correct. There's a level of authenticity, integrity, trustworthiness. Like you are the Knight of Pentacles in this situation. Okay. Um, I am going to pull the next one. It's going to be a time card, Spirit. Don't fear this. When this begins to transpire, they're asking you not to fear it. It feels as if something may come your way. And as a result, this process will have to happen. And they're asking you not to fear it. There may be a request, or because I got the Devil card and they're like, it's contingent. And I think it's when you're ready, right? Because you're holding yourself to circumstances as is because you fear this kind of a situation happening, and they're like, it is a part of the process, it's inevitable. I don't know if like, like asserting yourself and has been scary before, or if like anything legal gets you out of sorts, or like, you know what I'm saying, like, but this is something where it's like it can happen sooner if you can address that fear, because you can't walk into this with, I mean, again, it's already going to be anxiety inducing. Okay. It is a big deal, but it's kind of like the less you resist this type of a process, or this being a part of a process, the quicker it'll come. That's what it feels like to me. And this may be at this point what is holding something up. Yeah, I said with the Four Swords, I was like, oh, 4 weeks, and then we get the Ace of Cups, which is 1 month. We do have the Hanged Man. Again, I think Hanged Man, you control that situation. How long of a pause or a wait before this happens? So I am going to say, here's what I'm getting. This very well may begin within a month, meaning that you get some kind of gateway opening. In order to walk through that, you have to be willing to go through this negotiation process. Okay. How long the negotiation process takes very well may depend upon you and how you approach it, how you walk into this. Especially if this is something where you're needing permission to do something, um, either through a divorce, family courts, or if like you're requesting too many things during this job negotiation contract thingy. It's like, because it always, okay, well, you want this now, let me go here. I have to, because it has to go through the people to get their approval and come back down. Yes, we can, like, however long the actual process takes will be contingent upon you also. And also, I feel like saying when the gate opens, when the pathway for you to be able to move and do something along your destined path, you may hem and haw. You may feel, right? So you may resist. I don't think you're going to say no to something, but you may try to elongate the process because you're afraid of entering into this, where you have to kind of like command and demand what is yours. Yeah, underneath that would be a fear that you're not going to get it and that somehow something negative is going to come from this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we also have the Three of Pentacles, which is the collaborative, compromising the negotiation card. This is about working together. And it's like to get something done. It is also my contractual card where I talk about people being kind of like commissioned and things like that. So this is the contract card. It is successful. We have the Six of Wands. It's success. There is success. But how it unfolds really does depend on you. So I would say within the next month, the gates to this path are going to open up. How quickly you get to move it on that will depend upon you. The most scary one I could see situation could see is if you are already in some kind of like contract, right, with a different job, and so you have to go in and negotiate your way out of that so that you can take another one. And you might be like, oh my god, I'm really fearful, and da, 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 da. You might hold back a little bit. You might try to feel like, or if you again are going through a divorce and it's like you need to move forward on some other path, and so you attempt to request permissions for certain things, and it's like, then you have all these parties, or a family court, like a job is being offered, and now I have to renegotiate parenting schedules or anything like that, and it's like that may be superbly anxiety inducing, but your fear is the thing that will hold you back, because at this point things are in your favor. You are being seen as favorable, because anybody else in this situation, I want to say this may be very, for some of you it's definitely connected to the one where somebody else is gonna do like they're hanging themselves with their own rope. They're not gonna look advantageous. You are. They're not gonna look advantageous in this situation. So um that's that. This is that's there we go. Good. Good. Thank you, Alyssa, for letting me know so much from the bottom of my heart for helping me navigate the next steps of my. You're welcome. Okay. So, all right. So that's that. That's what I'm seeing. So, good luck, and know that you are just all you got to do is walk in there like you've been, because if this is connected to the other reading, um in that situation, you had to bite your tongue a lot and had to kind of like maintain a certain level of integrity because you couldn't point out, you couldn't prove something about the other person or the other situation, circumstance. And so you really had to wait something out. But the fact that you didn't act a donkey during that other situation only bodes well for you. It bodes well for you. So makes you look better. And again, I think that, and if it's connected to the last one, when you receive this opportunity, when the gate opens for you to go down a destined path, it's going to trigger the other person. And I remember them saying that other person or other situation, they're going to crash out, right? Meaning that they're going to show their ass and things will be seen as a result. The crash out will not be on you. I feel as if it's like they will do something stupid that is very visible to people. And I've seen jobs do this as well. So it isn't just like, past people. They'll try to do something really stupid and it's almost as if it's like I've seen jobs because they don't want to lose somebody on a contract. When they find something out, like they end up doing something illegal, and then the person has the absolute right to leave because they broke the contract. And it's like it just works out really well. You know what I mean? So just remember, if this is connected to that last one, all you got to do is what you fucking been doing, and standing in your power, knowing your worth, listening as the hermit does to that inner guidance, because that's what that star represents. And the inner guidance is the divine speaking through you, guiding you. Okay. So honor that and move in that way, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So, all right. So, hope everybody has a fantastic and wonderful day. I need to go. I got so many that I gotta put a title on. I just come up on here and stuff like that, and I'm like, anyways, I got work to do. But hope everybody has a fantastic, wonderful day, and I will see you all at the next read.